Hello everyone, today I'm going to be recording part 2 of my LPS and MLP photography series. So where we left off, we had just taken all the pictures and gone through how to take good pictures, and now what we're going to be going through is how to edit those pictures. So you only really need any standard editing program. One of the most popular free ones is PicMonkey, which I sort of despise. Basically, I'm going to be showing you my tried and true quick fix for any picture really. It's essential and useful, and it's adaptable to most programs. So I'm going to swap to the DSLR version of this picture, which is here. In Photoshop, hold down Command or Control M, and you will get up the curves. So it looks a bit like this, and it might be a little bit intimidating at first, but it is not at all. So, what this graph is really showing us is what kinds of light prevail in this image. The reason I use lighting curves is because you get a lot more control on what you change the light of. But if you don't have lighting curves, you can basically just follow along with my instructions with any lighting thing. So, there is some blank space right here between the edge of the graph and where this, the light begins. So we're going to grab this line and pull it up. And this has made the photo darker. And that's basically up the contrast and made the darkest colour black or close to. Next we're going to drag this, and there's a lot of space here, but because there are some highlights, I'm going to be a little bit more careful with dragging this. So basically I've just upped the contrast and it already looks like a better photo. Now what I'm going to do a lot of is changing this. Now there's a classic formation called the Bezier curve, or something similar, I believe it's called the Bezier curve, where you make an S shape. Needless to say, this does not work on every photo. So what I'm gonna do is actually make the dark parts a little bit darker, but just mess with how I do this, and make the light parts a lot lighter. In my experience, it's better to go lighter than darker, but always have a go anyway. Our next step is color correction. So if you're in Photoshop, hold on Command or Control B. In any other program, go to whatever equivalent you have. So if you've taken something indoor with very yellowish lighting, you can turn the yellow down a bit. And if you've taken something outdoors with very blue lighting, you can turn the yellow up. So this is outdoors with sort of, bluish lighting, so I'm going to turn the yellow up a little bit. And it also depends what kind of feel you want. This is the original, and this is the edited version. I think I've added too much green, so I'm going to take some off a little bit. In my experience, the magenta green slider doesn't always work, and I often just try to leave it be, and so yeah, I guess I'll do that in this situation. You have bested me yet again, magenta green slider. So the original photo is very red, especially you can see this in the whites of her eyes, and the current photo is much nicer and more balanced. Now what we're going to do is saturation. So hold down Command or Control U to bring up the hue and saturation one. Hue, you don't need to worry about, it basically just changes the colours of everything.
Her name is Kite Storm and she is an original character.
Her name is Bumble Sky and they wrote her myself. But we're actually going to look for a saturation. So just up the saturation a little bit or not, depending on what kind of a feel you're going for. So if you're in Photoshop, go to Filter, Sharpen, and Unsharp Mask. Mess with the amount until you're happy with it, and then go to the radius. Turn it up as much as you want, but be careful of things like eyes, which are very susceptible to being over-sharpened. Then you can mess with the threshold. The higher the threshold, the less extreme your sharpening. The last thing I'm going to do is add a watermark. Take up your text tool and write out your name. Once you've gotten your watermark, I like to look for a straight line where I can add my watermark subtle. Once you've got your watermark all lined up, most people just lower the opacity and bam, finished picture. I would say maybe don't do that, because you can lower the opacity in a smarter way by using blending modes. So let's say I go to overlay and you don't think anything's happened. And if I move it over some dark color, whoa, look at that. What? Look at this magicness. It makes it so much more subtle and also so much harder to remove and so much more aesthetically pleasing. What I'm going to do instead is go to soft light, and that's what I do if the background is a little bit, too light. So now what I'm going to do is edit the Samsung version in the exact same way, but without a sexy voiceover, because instead I'm going to time it, because I've edited over 60 pictures now, because I wanted to research and prepare for this video. So now that I've edited over 60 pictures, I'm pretty damn fast. And done. Ding ding ding. I don't know how long that took, but that's how long it took to edit this picture. Oh, Beatrice, are you gonna save it? No, because it's not very good quality. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and if you want to send me your pictures, you can tag me on Instagram at @catthepanda, and if you want to see all of these pictures as well as 60 others that I have prepared, you can actually follow me there, as I'm releasing 2 or 3 every day because I'm just so cool. Okay guys, bye!